Welcome to our online informational session, Become a Resource Family. Our County, Our Kids, a program of Santa Barbara County Department of Social Services, is helping to find loving homes for children and youth in Santa Barbara County. Thank you for joining us and taking the first step to becoming a resource family. We will be discussing the real need in Santa Barbara County for loving resource homes for children and youth in care. Give you a general understanding of how your family can help meet the needs of children and youth in care. Provide you with a brief overview of the resource family approval process. After this, we hope you will reach out to get more information to help youth through mentoring, fostering, and adopting.
By becoming a foster parent, you could be that child's first Christmas, their first birthday, their first sincere hug, or nice interaction with being able to see what a family really looks like. You're just there to change one child's life through showing up at a game, through giving your time, by being a child's mentor or a place for them to land that's safe.
Prospective foster parents don't realize the training and the support that is available for them. They're not going to go it alone. We're there to support them every step of the way. Whether their journey leads them to adoption, legal guardianship, whatever, we're there to support their needs.
We are going to start with some statistics and facts about foster youth in Santa Barbara County currently. There are currently 425 children in foster care in Santa Barbara County. 75% tend to come from North County. We need homes everywhere, but especially in Santa Maria and surrounding areas. 15% tend to come from the Mid-County communities. 10% of children from the South County areas of Santa Barbara, Carpinteria, and Goleta. 30% are ages 0 to 5. 30% are ages 6 to 11. 30% are ages 12 to 17. 10% are ages 18 to 21. Unfortunately, 60% of youth in foster care have siblings, and many are separated. They leave their family, their loved ones, their friends, and even their sisters or brothers behind. That's why we are working so hard to find loving families that want to help keep siblings together. Keeping siblings together has been shown to improve their quality of life and prevent future trauma. Without loving families in their community of origin to help them, children experience school changes, which can result in significant trauma and educational loss. In cases where a resource family is not available, or the child has more serious needs, children sometimes need to be raised in group homes. Youth also age out of foster care without an unconditionally committed family. All of these are important reasons why we need more help from dedicated families like you.
Foster kids are like every other kids. They just need more of what they didn't get when they were younger, which is love, patience, and stability. If they have one person to believe in them, they can achieve anything.
Many people have the misconception that all children in foster care are there because of abuse or due to their own fault. Let's review what is child abuse and neglect. Child Welfare Services is responsible for investigating alleged abuse and neglect following the requirements of CA Welfare and Institutions Code Section 300 and other applicable laws. Types of abuse can include physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, caretaker incapacity, and neglect. Many foster children have been removed due to neglect, not through any fault of their own. Our County, Our Kids strives to make sure children and youth are in the care of safe and supportive families, like yours. It's our responsibility to protect sibling relationships and support long-term family connections throughout the entire process. As we go forward with our conversation today, consider what it means to be a loving and committed family. It's a role a person has to think about and be ready to care for a child or youth because our children will have a wide range of reactions to being in foster care. Some reactions are what are expected of a child in care, just growing up. Being a resource family at times, it's hard because we are good people, witnessing the child processing traumatic memories. You will have the support from our experienced team at all times. There are a number of committed people that are trained to help become a part of your team to help these youth in such need. There is a need for resource families to provide our children with loving and supportive homes. Areas of need for children and youth in care. Keeping siblings together is a very important way to lessen trauma for the child when they are removed from a home. If separated, siblings may end up losing track of their siblings and other significant people. We want to avoid this by encouraging resource families to accept youth of all ages. Very special and wonderful children may enter care with special medical, educational, behavioral, emotional, or developmental needs. It is important that children with these needs have support and attention so they can thrive in supported, well-matched homes.
You can be a light at the end of a dark tunnel for some of our kids, which instills hope, and that's what they need. They need to be surrounded with a lot of hopeful, loving, kind people who have courage to step into their world, even if it's a little bit, because that can lead to greater things.
Loving families are needed. It is important that our resource families love and protect children in their care and support children as they heal from trauma or loss. Resource families support children and youth while preparing themselves for a forever home. This can be done by either the youth returning to their biological parents or by finding a legal guardian or adoptive family. Resource families that can love a child in care unconditionally and whenever possible can partner with parents to make the transition for the child as easy as possible. We have found that through fostering, resource families learn a diverse set of skills to parent children and youth in foster care, from birth through early adulthood. Young adults in foster care have special needs. When they leave care at 21, their lives are not very secure. We are always looking for mentors and special people that can help with the following: support for transition age youth, mentoring and being a family to a young adult, advocate for a young adult's educational goals, celebrate milestones, promote normalcy, love and protect. Think about providing a safety net for the most vulnerable youth so they can be successful as independent adults. More than just a bed. Help us find our kiddos a family. A loving family can provide a child with comfort and support. Unconditional commitment. Help develop a partnership with their birth family. Support for reunification. Help them to see, for whatever time, a loving home. Fostering a child, it's more than just providing a roof over their head and 3 square meals. It's about relationship. Relationships serve as the primary foundation for healing for all of us.
I know that in Santa Barbara County, there are a lot of amazing people and amazing families that are right on the periphery and willing to do it. And if they can be well supported through the county and through their community and through people coming around those families that are stepping forward to doing it, the kids will benefit and our whole community will benefit, because our whole community will be more related and interconnected and stronger and healthier for it.
Can you be a resource family? A resource family may be a relative, family friend, or unrelated caregiver committed to the well-being of a child in foster care. Resource families must be over 18, can be single or married, own or rent their homes, may or may not have biological children, and should have sufficient income to support their own financial obligations. Most important, we are looking for quality fostering families who are willing to provide the unconditional, committed relationship to a child and to partner with those connected to that child's case.
And I think sometimes we think that you have to be this perfect person to speak into a child's life, and you don't. You just have to be right where you're at and offer whatever knowledge you have to give, whatever time that can fit into your schedule, because really those kids are so scared that their fear probably is bigger than yours. So don't be afraid to love a child.
Legally defined, a resource family is an individual or couple that a county determines to have successfully met both the home approval standards and the permanency assessment criteria necessary for providing care for a related or unrelated child or youth who is a juvenile dependent under the jurisdiction of the juvenile court, or otherwise in the care of a county child welfare agency department, or ward of the juvenile probation court. Resource Family Approval, the RFA program, helps set and keep standards for our youth. Our programs unify approval standards for all caregivers, including relatives. Includes a comprehensive psychosocial assessment, home environment check, and training for all families. Prepares families to better meet the needs of vulnerable children in the foster care system. Allows seamless transition to permanency, including approval for adoption, or guardianship. When is an RFA certificate required? The state requires a Resource Family Home Approval Certificate when families provide 24-hour care or supervision to a court-dependent child or youth. This applies regardless of whether the child or youth is related to the caregiver or not. What will as a family I be asked, or how can I be approved? The following are required in order to be one of our wonderful resource families: comprehensive assessment, background checks, criminal and child welfare, home environment walkthrough and assessment, psychosocial assessment, health screening report and TB test or TB screening, training, orientation, Tier 1 and Tier 2 training, 21 hours total, first aid and CPR, minimum 5 hours of training. What about background checks? To ensure the safety of our amazing foster youth, persons 18 years or older must receive clearances when they are residing in the Resource Family home or on the property, providing care and supervision, having frequent and constant contact. After a Resource Family application has been submitted and received, the application is assigned to an RFA worker. The assigned RFA worker will call and schedule the first home visit. During the first home visit, live scans will be conducted by the RFA worker on all adults living in the home. Please ensure that all adults living in the home or on the property are present during the first home visit.
We have services that come into the home to work with the family to support the placement and preserve the placement. The last thing we want is our kids moving from foster home to foster home forever. We want permanency for our kids.
What about income requirements? Resource families do not get paid for their love and support, but they do get reimbursed. Reimbursement money is to be used for the child or youth's food, clothing, toys, educational supplies, and personal hygiene items for your foster youth. It is important to remember that all applicants must have the ability within their household to ensure the stability and financial security of their family with verifiable income. There are many other sources of financial support for you as a resource family. Financial resource support for extracurricular activities, special needs, and school transportation. Respite reimbursement. What are my responsibilities as a resource parent in the care and supervision of a child? Provide care that meets the needs of the youth. Arrange for alternative care and supervision as appropriate. Ensure child is not left alone or unsupervised overnight. Allow child to participate in activities as appropriate. Comply with state vehicle code requirements. Comply with court orders. Maintenance and supervision of child cash resources and personal property. Help them track their medical and education records, often lost in transfers. Assist in age-appropriate personal hygiene. Arrange or assist or transport to various appointments, medical, dental, and counseling, and school.
Foster children need a parent who helps them feel safe. They need an environment that's nurturing and safe and caring and loving, and they thrive most in that type of environment.
As a resource parent, you are not alone. When you become part of the Our County, Our Kids team, you have the support of the Department of Social Services staff and our network of community partners. The Department of Social Services staff works with resource families to ensure that they have the support to ensure stability and quality of care for the children in their care. Community groups you will be supported in include local school districts, SB County, Behavioral Wellness, Public Health, Social Services, SB County Education Office, CA State, CA Children's Services, CCS, Community Care Licensing, CCL, Tri-Counties Regional Center, TCRC, CALM, Santa Barbara and Santa Maria, Casa Pacifica, countywide. Also, you will work with a case manager and a resource family mentor and others that will help you as you need help. What is the approval process and how is it maintained? The Resource Family Approval Training process is one of the most fun programs you will ever do. You learn about children, all children, including your own, and you will understand so much more of what all youth go through. After your home is approved, the county is required to conduct annual updates of all resource family approvals. These visits are scheduled with a family. You will find many mentor groups, helpful folks who are involved in helping children. It's a wonderful time to help the youth. We hope you will find out more today.
What I would say is to every resource parent is that you can be that rock for that child that hits in the middle of their pond and changes their entire life and ripples out. And not just changing their lives or their immediate family, but changing the generations to come.
If you are at all interested in being a resource family, don't let the myths and the scary thoughts of the unknown hold you back, because we need you, our kids need you, and if you come and just dip your toe in the water to find out more information, I'm sure you can figure out a way of what part you want to play in being our resource family.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Please feel free to ask any questions regarding the process of becoming a resource family. Take the next step for the youth that need you. Please contact us at 866-899-2649 or info@ourcountyourkids.org.